What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Criminal Minds Season 12, Episode 4, Keeper. So, going into this episode, seeing the title of the episode, all I could think the entire time is, I know what's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I know exactly what's going to happen. Think of the title, Keeper. What does Keeper normally imply? My brother's keeper. This guy that we're seeing at the beginning, this crazy looking guy, it's gonna be his brother, isn't it? That's probably gonna be it. But then about halfway through, they start toying with the idea that maybe his brother was his first kill. And it's kind of like, holy crap, that's actually interesting. What if he's blaming his brother, but he killed his brother a long time ago, and it's actually like a split personality type thing? What if that's it? That would be interesting. And then, like, I look, and it's only about halfway through whenever they discover this, so then I'm like, okay, so that's probably not it. And then they start talking about his dad a little bit. I'm like, what if it's his dad? And, like, all of the stuff he's doing right now, like, what if that's it? That would be an interesting twist to throw in. And then at the end of it, they're just like, oh, it is his brother. Okay, then. I mean, it wasn't a bad case. It wasn't anything like shocking, but it was very straightforward. It was very, very easy to figure out. And most of the time with these cases, the interesting thing is not who done it. You know, that's never been the Criminal Minds way. It's never been, oh, figure out who did it. No, it's always we normally see who did it. It's just a matter of why are they doing it. Well, in this case, it was kind of, okay, we see who's involved, but is it just him? Is it his brother involved? Or is it like a split personality, or is there even somebody else involved? And based on the title of the episode, and based on kind of what they were talking about, from the very beginning I assumed it was his brother. So the fact that they were throwing in this possibility that, oh, maybe it's not his brother, I'm like, okay, that would be interesting to see. And then they just completely go back on all of that, and I honestly can't even remember if they talked about the first kill, who that was. Because they were saying, what if that was his first kill? And then, who is it then? If it's not his brother, who's the first kill? Did they talk about it? If you're watching this, please tell me, did they talk about that at all? Because I did not hear that. I didn't hear anything about, oh yeah, so it's actually this person, that's not his brother. They just kind of, they're talking about the possibility of, oh, it might be his brother, and then all of a sudden they're just like, his brother's the unsub. I'm like, okay then, fake us out, I guess? Maybe? I don't know. But that was the case all in all, you know, pretty easy to figure out. Even when he's talking about, you know, oh, my dog, Cormac, I gotta feed my dog. I'm like, it's not really his dog. You know, it's gonna turn out to be a person. That was pretty obvious from the beginning, too. So this case overall was not that interesting. And then it got to the end, I'm like, you know what? It's actually kind of emotional. It's not a great case, but when you see Todd at the end and he's talking about his brother and, you know, the fact that he saved him, and you got to see kind of what their father put them through, it was kind of emotional to see. So it was one of the more, like, sad cases, I guess, where you kind of, you don't really sympathize, but you do feel a little bit bad for Todd, I guess, in this case. But that was the case. As far as the team, though, that's where majority of my focus was on this one. Because first of all, it opens with Spencer hears there's a clinical trial going on that might be able to combat Alzheimer's, and his mother's been picked for the trial. So it's kind of like, that's the opening part for the team. I'm just like, okay, that's interesting. That's really cool. Because we don't really get a lot about their personal lives. You know, we have in the past few episodes, but last season and the season before, we really didn't at all. So it was kind of like, I want to see more about their personal lives. So to see this, I'm like, thank you. I want to see more of this. And so, you know, throughout the entire thing, he gets another call halfway through the case. His mother was spotted, like, in the middle of a casino, not knowing who she was. And so he's like, I'm going to go visit her. And then he gets a call at the end. And Rossi's like, I thought you were supposed to be leaving. He said, I'm not going to visit. He's like, why? He said, she ended up not getting picked for the trial. Apparently there were budget cuts and her name got drawn. I'm just like, that's sad. That really sucks. And I don't know, like, I really hope they continue to talk about this. This isn't just something that, oh, all of this happened this episode. Next episode, none of this happened. Like, I want them to talk about this and what this is doing to Spence, because that's something that the show does a lot of. You know, you've got characters struggling with something. Next episode, they're not struggling with it at all. So I want this story to continue and see where it's going to go, because this is something I care about. I care about Spence and his mom. I care about what's going to happen to her. I care about, is this going to end up affecting Spencer at all? So that was interesting. We also got to have a little bit more humor in this one. Sorry, I'm getting tired. But we get to see finally Roxy, which I think we all knew was his dog. But you know, we got to see Alves, and he brought Roxy in to talk to the unsub about his dog. And it's just kind of a funny moment at the end where Garcia's like, "Oh, this is Roxy. I thought you were talking about your girlfriend and being a meathead." And he's like, "I know." She's like, "Wait, you know?" So I'm seeing this as kind of a budding friendship. I don't think it's going to rival Garcia and Morgan at all. Like, I do not see them becoming anywhere near as fun as those two. But it seems like it's kind of the start. The start of a new friendship. So that's interesting to see. I like where they're going with it. It's kind of funny to see that you can really see Garcia not wanting to like him, because it's like, oh, he's taking Morgan's spot. I can't like him. And so she's finally opening up to him a little bit. And so it's funny to see her, like, letting her guard down finally. But yeah, I mean, overall, the team is great right now. Hotch still isn't in the picture, but he's still... they say that he's just off on some sort of thing. But Rossi's kind of taken over as the team leader, which kind of makes sense since he's the oldest on the group. But, you know, the team's functioning fine. They're working together well. I love having Prentice back in the team. That makes it a lot more fun, too. So, yeah, it's great. It's fun. I'm excited to see what's coming next in this season. Even though they're not really touching on Mr. Scratch and all that stuff going on, I'm hoping that Thomas Gibson was not kicked out for the entire season, because, honestly, this storyline between Mr. Scratch and Hotch is a big part of this season, I feel like. So, hopefully it was only for like this first half of the season. He's not available for these small cases, but then they brought him back in at least for the second half of the season, and hopefully it will focus a bit more on these escaped serial killers and Mr. Scratch, because that's really what I'm looking forward to. But the team is doing well right now. That's one of the things that I think the show needs to focus on a bit more. You know, really get us invested in the team, because these cases, while some of them can be interesting, a lot of them feel like they're on repeat. This one was a bit more interesting because it's like, oh, hiker on the Appalachian Trail. That's not something I've seen done in a while, you know. So it felt a bit fresh, but like I said, it was pretty much straightforward. You look at the title of the episode, Keeper, you pretty much know exactly what's going to happen. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on this episode. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about, discuss, all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Criminal Minds reviews, and I'll see you with the next one. Peace out.